Brought to you by ExpressCare Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Happy, welcome back to Healthy Living. Tonight's topic is insulin. Joining us in studio is ExpressCare's Dr. Jitka Lom. So Doc, for those who have diabetes, I know you have to inject the insulin. Is there a certain part of your body that you have to put the injection?
The insulin should be placed into the fat. The fat is under the skin, so you have to do a little bit of a deeper injection just below the skin layer into the fat. But as far as a location, it can be any part that you can pinch. So your tummy, your thighs, anywhere there's a little extra fat. Now, people say, oh, I hate injections. How can we make this less painful for you? You can, first of all, insulin is stored in the refrigerator. You can take it out and allow it to reach room temperature a little bit more, so you're not injecting something cold. That's one way. Another way is to use cold to your advantage. Use a little ice cube, place it on your skin first, and cool the skin down. When you freeze the skin like that, it'll be less painful to take your shot. And another way is to pinch or rub first. Use alcohol. There's all different ways to trick your body. There's even a little vibrating device that you can put on your skin so that your brain is focusing on the vibration rather than the needle. And this is especially helpful for children, where you can use a vibration or a cold or some other sensation to distract them from the tiny needle poke. When you're injecting, try to poke as fast as you can. Don't prolong the agony with a long, slow needle. Very fast through the skin, and that allows you to have minimal pain.
Okay, our viewer Ray from Jigo is asking, does insulin affect other medications that I take?
It does affect many other medication, and it's important for you, if you're getting other medication, to mention to the doctor that you are on insulin. Certain medicines may be absorbed more quickly, more slowly, depending on what you're taking. So there are hundreds actually of medicines that are affected by insulin, so make sure you mention it.
Okay, our viewer Adam from Agana Heights is asking, what should be your target blood sugar level?
Right, so for a healthy person who is not diabetic, your fasting blood sugar should be below 100, usually around 70 or 80 at the most. As you become diabetic, the cutoff for fasting blood sugar is 126. If your number is 126 or higher, that makes you a diabetic if you do that 2 times at least. So if you are already a diabetic, then our goal is to keep your numbers around 120 in the morning. When you wake up, you haven't eaten breakfast yet, and you check your blood sugar, you should be around in the 120 range.
Okay, another one of our viewers, Maria from Sinahanya, is asking, what side effects could I have from taking insulin?
Well, I think the main dangerous side effect is if you take too much of insulin, you overdose yourself, or you haven't eaten or something like that, and you drop your blood sugar. We call that hypoglycemia, and people can even pass out and feel sweaty and so on from that. But other side effects of insulin are more subtle. The main one is insulin is a growth hormone, actually, and it will cause weight gain in many people, especially a type 2 diabetic, type 1 not so much. So it's very important that, again, back to the lifestyle measures, you don't expect your insulin to fix your sugar problem. The sugar problem in a type 2 diabetic, glucose problem, occurred generally because of your diet and your lack of exercise. So you're now taking insulin, but you still need to do your diet and your exercise. Another side effect that commonly happens is over time, people can actually become allergic to their type of insulin. And we hear this oftentimes. People say, I have this rash, it can't be my insulin, I've been on it for 5 years. But yes, you can, because over time you develop allergy to that protein. It is a synthetic hormone that's been made for you. So you can develop an allergy to it, and you'll be relieved of your rash if you switch to a different kind of insulin, and thankfully there are many others.
Okay, our viewer Ava from Talampago is asking, what are the risk factors of insulin resistance?
So the main risk factor for insulin resistance is obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. These things all tend to go together. In women, it's irregular periods as well. We call that a metabolic syndrome, like I mentioned earlier. So again, to take yourself back away from that insulin resistance, what can you do? You have to help your body. The insulin is being used to get the blood sugar out of your bloodstream. How else can you get the blood sugar out of your bloodstream? Exercise. When you exercise, you're burning glucose, you're burning sugar. Your muscles will need more sugar. You'll take it out of your bloodstream naturally. So exercise is truly such an important part. It's not something optional. It's not something that you might do just as a lifestyle thing. It's life or death for you if you have diabetes. You must exercise.
Okay, so I know for people with type 1 diabetes, they do have to use insulin. But for those with type 2, you know, like you were mentioning, a healthy lifestyle, if they exercise, will they need to use insulin?
No, you can reverse it. If it's a new thing, let's say you've been out of control, you haven't taken care of your health at all, you've been a type 2 diabetic, now you're on insulin. Is it possible to get off insulin and get back onto at least just pills? Yes. You will need to lose your weight. You will need to exercise. You will need to stop eating rice, sugar, and soda. You will just have to stop doing that. But if you do that, you will get off insulin, at least back on medication, slowly, gradually work on it, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. Is it possible to completely get off medicine? Maybe not, but at least you won't be doing shots every day.
Thanks so much, Doc. This is
You're
really
welcome.
helpful information for me, and I know a lot of people in the community because diabetes is a big issue here in Guam.
It's huge, and if you didn't hear it once, I'm going to say it again. Get out there and take a walk, please. 1 hour a day at least. That is the minimum your body's made to move. You need to move it.
All right. Thanks so much,
You're
Doc.
welcome.
Stay tuned. We'll have more after the break.